Okay, just making sure audio is all good for everyone. Do you hear that echo? You're an echo? Um, we'll be talking tonight about, well, there should be someone unplug the monitor, disregard the blank screen behind here. We'll be talking tonight about the storm chances that we've got moving in to the region overnight. That'll be the primary thing that this thing is focused on. Time right now, do you hear the echo? I'm going to, excuse me real quick, I'm just going to turn this down. I think it's because the volume was up there. Okay, now we're good. We've got storm chances for a lot of the coastal bend in the forecast for tonight. It should be a fairly brief chance. I don't think it's going to be a long duration type of thing, but there will be some storms that do move in, and some of them may be a little bit stronger than others. And then tomorrow, the focus changes to an elevated fire concern behind a cold front that's going to be coming through here tomorrow before the sun comes up. So tomorrow's going to feel like a complete 180 with respect to, the weather and what it feels like outside. Today, I think we had a heat index of almost 100 degrees. It was, if you were just looking at the numbers and the stats for today's weather, felt more like early June than, the first third of April. So, it was hot today. Right now, what you're seeing on the screen, the radar imagery, you see how that green kind of blossoms up right there over the last maybe 30 minutes? That's clutter, and that's a function of a lot of humidity. So what's happening is the radar beams going out from the airport. The radar site kind of looks like a golf ball on a tee out at the Corpus Christi International Airport. That's the radar that we're using here. And the beam is going out, and because it's so humid, it's getting reflected back down to Earth, and it's giving us these false returns. So the beam is hitting the ground because it's so humid, and that's why you're seeing that expansive green layer show up at the end of the loop here. There was a storm that tracked in, over the Rio Grande, fell apart. That storm not going to be a problem. We're seeing some new development between Laredo and Del Rio, kind of splitting the difference there. Those aren't going to be coming this way either, but that's the direction that we're going to be looking to see storms develop as a cold front starts to get a little bit closer to us. So this is a zoomed in look. That's all ground clutter. It's not raining anywhere in the coastal bend, and that's a function of really high humidity levels. So tonight, the image that you're looking at on the left side of the screen, that's from the Storm Prediction Center out of Norman, Oklahoma. They issue these severe weather outlooks, and I'll try to get with the questions here. If I always try to advise people, just watch the whole thing. We'll probably get to the question that you have through the next 20 minutes or so that we're doing this, but it'll be very in-depth. We'll be doing this. And if I still haven't answered your question, I'll try to get to it on the comments on Facebook. Another thing, it's 8:40. It's April the 9th. It's Carly Smith's birthday. Happy birthday to Carly, our morning meteorologist. So if you're not watching it at 8:40 on April the 9th, it's a Tuesday, you're watching a recording. So just want to make that clear. For people that may be watching this at another time. Back to the severe risk now, and the categories that you're seeing, a little change over the last hour. The risk got a little bit extended to the south. The enhanced risk, that orange layer, that's a change, but it doesn't change our forecast. I think we're still looking at kind of a lower end chance for a few storms to become strong to severe with hail and or straight line wind up to 60 miles per hour being the primary threat. It doesn't mean that everyone in the yellow or orange shade is going to get a severe thunderstorm. It just means that that's where the atmosphere is primed and the meteorological characteristics, shear, lift, instability, all these things are coming together to paint that picture. So from a timing perspective, I think this is going to be a couple hours after midnight type of scenario. So the best chance will be 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning as storms move in from the west across the viewing area, west to east. And all this will be finished up by sunrise on Wednesday morning behind a cold front that's going to be bringing in much drier air. This air is going to feel so much better tomorrow. It's just going to be super windy, so it's not going to be the most comfortable feeling day, outside. Just scrolling through the comments really quick. Tober, watching from Alice. I appreciate you. The rain chances, they're going to be best, again, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't think we see a ton of rain. I don't think this is going to be a long-lived, episode where we see several inches of rain. Obviously, there's always a chance if the storm gets a little bit more intense, it drops maybe up to an inch of rain. But what I'm trying to say with the rain is it's not going to be flooding. This is not going to really alter, the state of our of the watershed. We're still having that issue. This rain chance is not going to be doing much for, those aspects. There will be heavy rain, there will be lightning, and then that hail and wind threat is also going to be in place. And this starts to unfold as the cold front we've been referencing moves in from the west. This is 11:30 on our modeling here. Still in the mid-70s. It's going to be a mild night. But as this front starts to get closer to us, we're going to see showers and storms start to develop. And some of this activity is what could turn strong to severe. I think for the most part, no one's going to be immune from the chance for one of these storms to get strong to severe, but not every location is going to get a strong or severe thunderstorm. So the only way that happens is if this turns into more of a bow echo or a squall line type scenario, and it just kind of uniformly works through the region. I don't see that happening, but that's how it looks to me. I think we've got an isolated storm that gets a little bit stronger as this whole complex works from west to east, and we're done with it by 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. This is 3:30 in the morning. Fronts working through, the rain's moving out, and by sunrise it's completely gone. So we're going to be in for a lot of sun tomorrow. Northwest winds are going to be very, very strong. Something, 20 to 30 sustained, and then into the 40 to 50 mile per hour gust range. And I know we're talking cold front. It's not going to be, jacket territory tomorrow afternoon. We'll be in the mid to low 80s, but it's not going to be 90 with the heat index of 99, So there is going to be a change. Is it going to be cold? No. It will be windy. It'll be a lot drier feeling, and it'll be sunny tomorrow. And that's why the wind and the drop in humidity, we're looking at a high fire risk for Wednesday. I know that the vegetation isn't terribly dry. We keep talking about the watering restrictions. So the watering restrictions are more so because the reservoirs are low, not because we have not gotten rain, right? So that's why we're in the drought/water restrictions. It's not because we haven't gotten rain. So just want to make that clear. That being said, tomorrow with the humidity low, the winds high, there will be that chance for a fire, if started, to spread very efficiently and quickly. So the variables we're looking at, really low relative humidity. That's, by the way, I think the best function for relative humidity. I get my eye twitches when I hear people say, oh, it's 100% humidity outside. I don't like it. Go dew point. Just a little weather tidbit for you. Dew point's the king when talking about humidity and how it feels. But tomorrow, the wind gusts, they're going to be strong, 40 to 50 on the max gusts, and then that humidity will be low. So the wind, if a fire starts, it can spread easily. That's the point there. Weather Service has gone ahead and issued fire weather warning. This is for everybody except for Aransas, Refugio, and B counties. So that's what the fire warning is basically saying. All these ingredients coming together to make fires spread easily if started. Wind advisory, that's for the gusts up over 40 miles per hour. And I'm going to venture a guess and say that eventually the small craft advisories will get filled in on area bays and nearshore waters by the Weather Service. We're talking about, the heat today. These are the numbers. 90 was our high, 75 the low. Those numbers, if you were to look at the data, it lines up with like June 2nd. That's how it felt outside today. Got a little bit of rain at the airport, nothing meaningful. And I hadn't noticed this, but our year-to-date precipitation is now a little bit below average. Until the last couple of days, that number's been in a surplus. So you don't want to see that, but it's still not terrible. We're not in a drought. I'll put it that way. We're not in a drought with the year-to-date precip number pretty close to average through just about the middle of April. Super humid outside. The dew point's in the mid-70s. It's sticky. The dew point, the threshold I like to use is 60. Anything above that, it starts to feel humid. If you're into the upper 60s, it's humid. And when it's in the mid to upper 70s, it's like annoying. It's annoyingly humid outside. The frizz on the hair, the insta sweat, air you can wear, whatever you like to call it. That's kind of where we're at right now on the humidity. Southeast wind bringing it in 15 miles per hour or so. So I want to expand the view. Let me check in with the old Facebooks. Ray says that he trusts me more with the glasses on, and it just got a like. We'll keep the glasses on then the rest of the time. How about that? Another question from J.G. Gonzalez. Hail chances in Beeville. It's there. It's more of a nowcast type scenario. So we know that this is going to be possible with any stronger storms, but it's impossible to say right now without a tangible storm at hand who will get what. So that's kind of where we are in the forecast. Oh, I wanted to go back there. Look at the temperatures in the panhandle. We're going to tap in, not that cold, but that's going to be some of the air that we pull down to the south behind this system that's in central Texas. You see the counterclockwise spin around that low, and the air that's in the panhandle is going to get drugged down by that front as everything shifts off to the east. Oh, another new thing here. This is brand new. We've got a severe thunderstorm watch that's now in effect. I don't know till what time because I have not. This is happening as we're on here. Let me look at and see where I can find. So severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 4 a.m., which is about what time we're saying rain chances will come to an end, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And this is from the Storm Prediction Center. They're saying the main threats, hail 2.5 inches possible and winds of 65 miles per hour. So that includes all of the coastal bend. Remember we were talking about, they tweaked some of the things, but the forecast still is the same for everybody. That's kind of what this is saying right now. And again, this is brand new stuff. This came out, when was this issued? $8:35. So this came out as we're on this Facebook Live. I'll have to go back and update, just throw a post out. But this was issued at 8:35. And again, that's a severe, the pink hue, that's all the way up into central Texas. That's a severe thunderstorm watch. And that'll be in effect till 4 in the morning. Primary threats, just like we've been talking about, hail and strong damaging straight line winds. That's why this watch is out and in effect. So a lot of this is going to fire off. See that front stemming south of the low into Mexico. As that moves closer to us, we'll start to see the unzipping of showers and thunderstorms. And that's where we're going to be watching as we head into the night. Again, everybody's included in this watch. That's going to be in effect, again, till 4 o'clock in the morning for everybody in the coastal bend. This is the severe risk category thing. Now that we've got the watch going on, this is kind of irrelevant because every location in the coastal bend is going to be susceptible, like we've got in the yellow shaded area, 60 to 70 mile per hour winds, 1 isolated up to 2-inch hail. Those are going to be the threats in that yellow shaded area, but for all intents and purposes, I would say everyone, is going to be, if you happen to interact with one of the stronger storms, those are going to be the things to watch out for. And I keep trying to hit this as hard as I can. Not everyone will get a strong to severe thunderstorm. The severe level storms should stay a lot more isolated. It's not going to be like a huge widespread thing. But just know that it's possible that if a stronger one comes your way, then hail and strong damaging straight line winds will be the primary threats. And everyone is in that severe thunderstorm watch. So this is actually our in-house computer modeling, picking it up at 11 tonight. And that's about the time I think we'll start seeing the firing up of stuff out west. You see how that all comes through 3 o'clock in the morning. Some of this could be strong, some of it could be severe, but not all of it. When I'm talking to people, like my family, for instance, about my mom sending me a text, oh, well, my radar app is showing really bad. And I said, Mom, it's just a model. Don't take it verbatim, but just know that something like that is possible. So I use this to paint the picture that storms will be moving across from west to east. It doesn't mean, right, that at 3 o'clock in the morning Wednesday, western Clayburgh County is going to be getting heavy rain. That may happen, but I try not to get into specifics on forecast modeling like that. By the morning, it's all over and done with. It's clear. The winds are picking up, and then they get strong tomorrow. Gusts 40 to 50, dry air, elevated fire risk for Wednesday. And we cash in on a little sunny delight action Thursday. That's going to be, I think that's the nicest day of the week, Thursday. Looking good. With high pressure overhead, the winds will be relaxed. We'll still have the low humidity, mid 80s. We're going to take it, and happily so. So the muggy meter, dry behind the front Wednesday, Thursday, and southeast winds come back into the weekend. That bumps the humidity back up. It'll be humid. It comes Saturday, Sunday, and more humid like it is right now, Monday, Tuesday of next week. Temperatures will also be cool at night, mild in the day, if not warm, through the rest of the next 3 days, and then it gets stickier with the humidity building back in. So that's when the overnight lows won't be quite as cool and refreshing. It'll be back up into the middle and upper 60s. Again, I'm trying to get on the Facebook, make sure I'm not missing any comments. There's a lot of them tonight. And I know we're going to get the when will I get the rain at my house type stuff. We'll go back and walk through hour by hour with the simulated radar. Just going to wrap up the rest of the forecast for the region tonight. 63 in Corpus Christi, some showers and thunderstorms, mainly after midnight. The cold front comes in 3 or 4 in the morning, turns the winds out of the northwest. Then they get strong gusts to 45, elevated fire risk tomorrow, mid 80s in the afternoon. Look at the wind speed forecast. I mean, we're going to be gusting up over 40 miles per hour, maybe for 3 or 4 hours. So it's going to be a blustery, windy day of weather tomorrow. Probably best to not be out on the water. Rough conditions, we're going to see small craft advisories, if not gale warnings, I think, posted for the offshore waters. So it's going to be quite windy tomorrow. Beautiful Thursday. And then humidity, winds, and all that come back for the weekend / into next week. I'm going to go back to the simulated radar, the modeling. Again, I'm not going to be able to pinpoint exactly what city at what time will receive what type of shower or thunderstorm. That doesn't happen until we get systems at hand, like a storm that has developed. Once a storm develops, we'll be able to track it and let you know what cities are in the path for at least the next hour. But beyond that, I call it PFM, pure forecast magic. Scrolling back here, bear with me. Sometimes we're far away from the weather computer stuff, so I'm trying to get back to our modeling so we can walk through. Here we go. Let me just see. So yes, I see all of you that are saying your cities: Ricardo, Kingsville, Ingleside, Hebronville. I see you all. I see you all. So the way this is the way this system will work is as we progress through the night, right? We're looking at the top right of the modeling here, the timestamp, 9 o'clock. This is right now. And this is pretty good. There's no rain right now, so this is doing a good job. As we head toward midnight, that's when that front will start to edge into the western part of KIII country, getting close to Duval County out near Freer, the home of the Buckaroo. Leslie, is Freer the Buckaroos? Yeah. Okay, yes, the Buckaroos over in Freer. This front will be approaching that part of the viewing area by around midnight. So this is going to be primarily an overnight type of shower and storm chance. As the front moves in, we will see, I think it's going to trigger showers and thunderstorms. This is going to be the time, this is 1:30, 1, 2, a little after midnight. This will be where we can say, all right, Hebronville, you're in line for this. Alice, expect this. Mathis, you can expect. That's when we'll be able to decipher what's going on with how the showers and thunderstorms develop. But until then, I would say that everyone in the coastal bend should be at least prepared for the possibility of 1 to 2 inch hail, 60 to 70 mile per hour straight line winds. That's just where we are in the forecast. This progresses east through the overnight. We're still probably going to be dealing with this through the 3 o'clock hour. Remember, the severe thunderstorm watch is issued till 4 in the morning. And once that hits, the front comes through and everything's all gone. When the sun comes up tomorrow, is that a Hootie and the Blowfish song? When the sun comes up tomorrow, let her be? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it is. But tomorrow we get windy and that fire weather concern goes up. I do want to do something. Are you okay? Yeah. Okay. Let me pull this up to the full screen. Okay. Take this mic off. So, oh, did I just rip my shirt? Hope not. I like this shirt. Jasmine. So this is Jasmine Trevino. And that's Rudy. Rudy's all excited. So Jasmine, let me take my name off the screen here. Jasmine is a junior, yes, right, at TAMU-CC. She's studying meteorology right now. And, she's here just, she's been shadowing me and seeing how we do everything here for the last month or so, once a week. You seem nervous right now. I know she's
a little nervous,
no,
but I'm fine.
She's great. Yeah, she's great. So we're working on the weather wall together. And what is it that made you want to do this? Can I ask you that right now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah.
So there was actually a little bit of a storm system developing in Alice, where I'm from. Uh-huh. And instead of getting scared, I got excited, and I was like, okay, I guess I want to do this for the rest of my life. And I decided that when I was 13.
Nice.
Yep.
Wow. Early.
Yep. And then I just went on with it.
Yeah. So you're at TAMU CC. The atmospheric program, relatively new.
Yeah.
You still have the meat and potatoes still of the weather classes ahead of you.
Yep.
What do you like about it so far?
Well, it's very interesting for me. You know, I've always been interested in it since I was a kid, so it's not really boring to me. Every class I learn something new, and I think it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Being able to see why everything happens, I guess.
That's good. That's why I like doing it, because you get to figure out what the heck's going on out there and just keep people safe. So, yeah, Jasmine's been hanging out with me, once a week for over a month now. About a month.
A month and 3 weeks.
A month and 3. So it's been a lot. And she's way ahead of the game, right? Like, when I was in college, I was not at the news station trying to talk with their meteorologists, trying to figure out, what they're doing. And she's over here doing that. So that's a big kudos and a big, good job, at least for me. And she's working stuff on the weather wall. We're practicing how to move around on it. So a lot of good stuff. And we like doing that. And now we get to see how the students are coming out of TAMU CC. I really like seeing that. Just trying to close up here with the comments. Steve Hampton says she's after my job. We'll see what happens in 2 years with the graduation, right? But we're going to wrap it up. It's 9 o'clock now, or a little after 9. And, just kind of some last couple takeaways. Severe threat is there tonight. The severe thunderstorm watch got issued during this live feed. That's in effect till 4 o'clock in the morning. The threats are for 1 to 2 inch hail and or damaging straight line winds 60 to 70 miles per hour. Everyone should at least be prepared for that. Not every storm will do that, but the chance is there. I know the taco watch versus warning graphics are all over the place now. So a watch is the atmosphere is favorable, but it's not necessarily happening. So you've got all your ingredients, right? Your meat, your tortillas, your lettuce, your avocado, all that's separate. The warning is when it's all a taco, it's a thing. And that's, I think, a pretty easy way to identify watch warning. So that risk is there tonight, not for tacos, but for severe thunderstorms. And then tomorrow, the cold front comes in early in the morning before the sun comes up. That shunts off the rain, but it brings in a new threat, which is the fire weather concern. And that will be in place tomorrow. So you don't want to be doing too much with fire. If it gets out of hand, it can spread really easily with the low humidity and the strong winds. So with that, we'll leave it there. If you want more info, I suggest rewatching this. We did a ton of stuff on it. And if you just want the nitty gritty on what's going on, then tune in at 10 o'clock for our broadcast tonight. Carly Smith will be here in the morning. She'll probably be here more so when the storms are coming through. So you'll want to check in with First Edition there and or on Facebook. We'll try to update all the platforms. So stay safe tonight. We'll see you back the next time we see you.